I'm here with Casey McKinnon, who is one of the creators of Galacticast and a comic book Orange. How did you get your start in web television?
Well, it all started because I was blogging and my boyfriend set me up with a blog. I loved doing it, and then I wanted to make videos.
What is Galacticast exactly?
Galacticast was a weekly sci-fi comedy show that we did from our apartment. And it was parodies, but initially it was supposed to be a network where we would have all these different shows. We would have the parody show, which we called Sci-Fi Night Live. We had a sci-fi sort of news program called News of the Worlds, and then we had a comic book Orange, which is what we're doing now, which is a comic book review and interview show. We realized very quickly that we couldn't really do a daily show like Galacticast and have all the effects that we were trying to put into it. So we ended up just, doing all the sci-fi parodies, and eventually we spun off a comic book Orange to its own series.
Why sci-fi?
Why sci-fi?
Yes.
Because sci-fi is the be-all and end-all of my existence. I love sci-fi so much. I quote it all day, every day. And when my boyfriend and I got together, that's all we talked about. We just, we could have an entire conversation of just quoting sci-fi references.
I think people are really getting a lot of respect for what they're doing online, more so than they used to.
I think people are getting more respect online. I feel like there is a boundary between hosted series and fiction. I think maybe it depends on where you're from, but what I see in Los Angeles is that if you don't have a fictional show, well, you just got some other show, and
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a very strange stigma if you don't have a fictional show in Hollywood. But New York is all about the hosted shows. San Francisco as well. They've got a lot of long-form shows. I think it just depends on where you live, and who cares, honestly. Your audience doesn't care. Your audience just loves what you make.
What's coming up in the future of Casey McKinnon?
One thing is that we are going to take a short break from Comic Book Orange to do something else, and I love acting, and because I'm doing a hosted show, most of it is hosting. I do these short skits which are fun, but I really want to do something longer. So we're talking about doing like a mini web series.
There is kind of an assumption for web TV hosts that if you're on camera then you're not involved with the rest of the production, but I think you've sort of bypassed that stereotype.
I am often alone, and I'll set up a 3-camera shoot on my own. So I'll set up an HD camera on their face, I'll set up a second DV camera on the two of us, and then I'll have a handheld camera. And I set up all the lights and the sound equipment. And I've had a lot of people sort of go, "Oh my God, you did this yourself?"
Yeah.
As an editor, I'm always like editing to make it look better. So I'm talking to Rudy about maybe doing something where I'm the writer, the director, the actress, etc.
So right now you're in editing mode.
Yes.
So how many episodes are you working on?
Currently I'm just working on the last episode of the season, and I've already done a whole bunch.
Well, thank you for talking to us today, Casey. I'll let you get back to your editing.
If people want to know more about her, where can they go?
They can surf the web to CaseyMcKinnon.com.
She's a joke.